You think your dog is just looking away, like it's nothing, like it's random. But what if I told you that when your dog suddenly refuses eye contact, it's not confusion, it's communication. And most owners completely misread it. Because dogs don't use words, they use silence, distance, and eyes. So when those eyes stop meeting yours, something in their emotional world has already changed. And the scary part is, you usually notice it too late. Think about it for a second. Your dog used to look at you constantly, while eating, while sitting, while you moved around the house. That soft, steady gaze, like they're tracking your every emotion. And then one day, it changes. They look away more. They avoid your face. Sometimes they even turn their head when you try to connect. You might think, maybe they're just distracted. But dogs don't remove eye contact without reason. In canine psychology, eye contact is not just visual, it's emotional bonding. It's trust. It's safety. So when that disappears, it usually means one thing first. Something doesn't feel emotionally safe anymore. Not necessarily dangerous, but different, unstable, unpredictable. And here's where most people get it wrong. They think the dog is rejecting them. But in reality, the dog might be protecting the bond. Because in the animal world, direct eye contact can also mean pressure. If your energy has been stressed lately, louder voice, inconsistent mood, less attention, or even subtle frustration, your dog doesn't analyze it logically. They feel it. And instead of confronting it, they withdraw eye contact. It's their way of saying, I need space to understand you again. But there's another layer most owners never realize. Sometimes it's not about fear. It's about emotional overload. Your dog might actually love you deeply, but too much intensity can overwhelm them. Think of a child who adores their parent, but looks away when emotions get too strong. That's the same thing happening here. And if you've recently been stressed, busy, or emotionally distant, your dog picks up that shift faster than anyone else in your life. Now here's the twist. There's a moment most owners miss completely. Because eye contact doesn't just disappear randomly, it changes in stages. First, they reduce staring. Then they avoid long eye contact. Then they stop looking at your face entirely. And finally, they start observing you from angles instead of directly. That final stage is important because that means your dog is no longer seeking emotional confirmation from you. They're monitoring you instead. And yes, that is as serious as it sounds. But don't panic yet, because this isn't permanent. Dogs are incredibly adaptable emotionally. And here's something beautiful most people don't know. When a dog avoids eye contact, they're often trying to reset emotional balance. They're not disconnecting. They are recalibrating trust. Now, think about this. When was the last time your dog looked deeply into your eyes and then suddenly turned away? Did you feel ignored? Or did you feel something was off? Because your instinct usually notices before your mind understands. And that's why this behavior matters. But here's a question that should make you pause. What if the real issue isn't your dog changing? What if it's the emotional environment they are reacting to? Because dogs don't respond to words. They respond to tone, energy, routine, and emotional stability. So if your dog is avoiding eye contact, it may not be about them pulling away. It might be them waiting for you to come back emotionally. And this is where most relationships between humans and dogs quietly break down. Not through big events, but through small emotional distance no one notices. If this is starting to make you see your dog differently, you're not alone. But don't stop here because this is important. When a dog feels emotionally secure again, something interesting happens. They don't just return to normal eye contact. They initiate it first, softly, briefly, then longer, then constant again. It's like a silent test. Are we okay again? And if the answer is yes, they come back fully, stronger than before. So if your dog is currently avoiding eye contact, don't force it. Don't pressure it. Instead, slow down your energy. Speak softer. Move calmer. Be consistent. Because your dog isn't just watching you. They're reading you. And when they feel safe again, they'll look back at you like nothing ever changed. Because in their world, eye contact isn't just seeing, it's trusting. And your dog isn't just refusing to look at you. They might just be trying to understand you again in the only language they know, silence.